Trump's leaving and landing at Palm Beach, a lot of people felt a real lift here in Washington, and having a new president come in and now get settled in the House.
A kid at 26 years old running for local office to try to change redlining. I really mean it. So you shouldn't be doing this unless you feel it. I always say a simple proposition. I trust people more who the idea and the concern starts in their gut, goes in their heart, and is able to articulate it by a good brain, rather than the person who thinks it intellectually, but never feels it. The people you can count on are the ones that starts in their gut, works their way to the heart, and have the intellectual capacity to do what needs to be done. And so, folks, we ran on a promise that this administration would look like America looks. That taps into the best of our nation. That opens doors and includes the full range of talents we have in all our people. And that meant asking you and your families to serve. We're honored that you accepted the call. And I'm not being solicitous when I say this. We owe your families. We owe your families. Because those of you working in the White House, those who will be here, those of you working in other agencies, you're going to work like the devil. We all do. We put in long hours. And it shouldn't be something that you should do unless you really care about it a great deal. You know, there have been few moments in our history, in my view, when our nation has been more tested than we are now. Few when public service will matter more, when it will matter more. And history going to measure us, and our fellow Americans will measure us by how decent, honorable, and smart we've been in terms of looking out for their interests. You know, to contain a pandemic, to administer a vaccine, it's going to be the most consequential logistical thing that's ever been done in the United States. It's going to take a lot, an awful lot, and a rescuing economy. But we have so many opportunities to build it back and build it back so much better. I've said from the beginning that when the Americans given half a chance, they have never, ever, 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 ever let their country down. And that's not hyperbole. You know, some thought in my party, my party, and some thought in the country, and some thought in the press. When I said I was running for 3 reasons. I said I was running to restore the soul of America. By that I mean just common decency, honor, your word, doing what you say you're going to do, treating people with respect. My dad used to have an expression. He said, everyone, every single person, regardless of their background, is entitled to be treated with dignity. I expect you to do that for all the folks you deal with, all the folks we work for, the American people. And you're going to try to keep us safe and secure from the threats and the unseen, to root out systemic racism. We've reached a point, in my view, where the American people have had sort of the blinders have been taken off. They've been taken off and realized, they didn't realize before, just how much systemic racism still exists. Because they didn't live in circumstances where they were with large minority populations, whatever the background was. And all of a sudden, they see what happened to George Floyd, with his nose being pushed up against the curb, suffocated to death and murdered. And they said, my God, that really happens. This piece of technology has changed. And the young man had the courage to stand there for 8 minutes and 44 seconds. That picture, and the whole world responded. The whole world responded. We have a chance. We have a chance to change. That's what you do. That's what so many of you have done throughout your career, and I expect you to do it again. So I'm happy we're starting, happy to join all of you. There's almost 1,000 of you on this call, and your families. So thank you very much. That in this nation, everyone, and I mean everyone, is given an opportunity. And those, that's who we are as a country. And that's who we've always been thought to be. I was asked a long time ago when I was with Xi Jinping, and I was on the Tibetan plateau with him. And he asked me in a private dinner, he and I each had an interpreter. He said, can you define America for me? And I said, yes, and I meant it. I said, I can do it in one word. One word. Possibilities. Possibilities. We believe anything is possible if we set our mind to it. Unlike any other country in the world. Possibilities. You're my possibilities. You're the way we're going to get this done. I'm honored to now administer the oath against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Thank you. Welcome. As my mom would say, God love you all. We've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Thank you for being willing to join. Bye-bye.